great. There is no other option.
And your NCAA champion, Rodney McLeod.
We're going back to Omaha.
Play a high level of basketball and a game that's fun to watch.
We are a team, capital letters, team.
He's now called national champion, which is really neat.
Now we're making it happen out there. Let's finish this thing on the field.
On this edition of Cavalier Sports Weekly.
Gain some momentum. How about this group right here? Get some momentum going today now. Get it cranking.
To talk a little bit, but that's because of you stepping in there as well.
Welcome to another year of Cavalier Sports Weekly. I'm Rodney McLeod, number 4 on the football team. Our first report today takes you inside training camp as we prepare for the 2011 season.
We are a different team, and every year you're a different team, you're a new team. And after having gone through a season of changes personnel-wise and schemes and things like that, we have the same staff back basically intact. We have the same terminology. The same things are being talked about over and over again. Concepts, techniques, things that we want to see in terms of improving play, and also self-evaluating ourselves as coaches. The depth chart changes all the time. It changes with injuries, it changes with guys whose learning curve has improved. It's always in a constant flux, but I think represented now is about maybe 12 to 10 true freshmen that will play. And there's a handful of other players that will see their first college game also because they're in the depth or they're on the 4-phase special teams. The surrounding cast can and will be good enough to allow the quarterback to play within the scheme and the system going through the second year. Now, both the quarterbacks that played last year have gone through a season, and now most of the guys that are returning are guys that have played in that scheme and that system. So you have the quarterbacks that are coming back that are familiar with that. So same terminology, the same expectations, and I think if the line can play better, which I expect them to do, if the tight ends can block and do what they do better, I expect them to do that. Same with the wide receivers. You can take some off the plate of a quarterback that's still trying to just play a full college season, and by surrounding him with players that are experienced.
Let's play fast, in and out of the huddle. Gain some momentum. How about this group right here? Get some momentum going today now. Get it cranking. Get it cranking.
The best thing about it is the kind of guys we have competing for that job. We've got the right kind of guys here. We've got the guys who are dedicated, who are responsible, studying everything we did on offense. They're the right kind of guys. They're smart guys. They're tough guys. I think they'll really compete. And the fun thing is it's going to play itself out on the practice field and in the meeting rooms. But there are never enough reps in practice for the quarterbacks. I mean, that's why they have to do so much work on their own. That's why during defensive periods and special teams periods, we go on the other field and just throw as much as we can possibly throw.
Get your feet around. Get your feet around. It's a way to get quick at the end. That's the way.
Because there just isn't enough time, and when you put 4 guys into the mix and really a wide open situation, you really get taxed. Confidence is a funny thing, and everywhere I've been, there's only one way to gain it, and that's through success. You have to have success on the field to gain confidence, and we've really done a good job laying the groundwork for that with our players. Now they've just got to be hungry to earn it again.
Nice, nice, nice. It's the way, man.
Coming in this year, I believe that we've all come a long way, especially at the quarterback position. You got to want to be the best. You got to know the whole play. You got to know what everybody's doing. The name of the play might be real long. You got to be able to verbalize that and say it correctly.
Gun, double right flip, 80, Z reverse left. Gun, double right flip, 80, Z reverse left.
It's not an easy job. It's not made for everybody, but we just do our best and we try to get the job done.
The guy's going to take the first snap of the season. The quarterback is Michael Rocco. Should be no surprise in terms of he's been taking the extra snaps during practices.
It's not just your ball, it's the whole team's ball. So you just got to come with that mindset, knowing that you got to be a leader and you got to be one to make good decisions, and that's all you can do, and get the ball in your playmaker's hands.
These are the situations that end up making great stories, and we're hoping that one or more of these guys will rise to the occasion and really blossom, and then it'll be a great story for Virginia football, because Virginia should have a great quarterback.
This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome back to Cavalier Sports Weekly. It is finally, officially, football season. Let's take a look at our first opponent, William & Mary.
The University of Virginia and the College of William & Mary have been competing in football for more than 100 years. The 2011 battle on September 3rd is also the season opener for the Cavaliers.
The last time they were up here, a lot of those players that are playing for them now played and beat Virginia, helped them with turnovers, but the fact that they wanted it more, they played harder.
Intercepted by B.W. Webb. He's got some open space. He'll be wrestled down to the 42-yard line.
You know, they came in with a mentality that, you know, we can win this game, and sometimes you get into that lull thinking as a BCS opponent that, you know, that you're supposed to win this game. And if you don't play, because I've been on both sides of that, if you don't play to your capabilities, then you're in for a long day. And I've been on that staff, Coach Laycock, and I know what they're talking about. Again, there's a lot of confidence going on down there. I think number 3 in the FCS, Jonathan Grimes, excellent player, the CAA Special Teams Player of the Year. And here he is, a starting tailback also. The quarterback, Paulus, excellent player to transfer. A wide receiver that they have, a tight end, Gottlieb, is all CAA pick, you know, so they got some good players. And then on the other side, defensively, the corner, B.W. Webb, excellent. The linebacker they got back, Dante Cook, really good player, and Marcus Hyde, the defensive end. So, you know, there's a team full of veteran players. I've seen them up close and personal. I've been on the staff, and I know what's being taught down there. I know the mindset that those guys are going to have coming in, and we have to, you know, I know it's the first game, and however you want to say it, we have to play better, way better than them, you know, if we're going to have the type of success that we're looking for.
Virginia's success will also depend on a defense in its second year operating out of a 4-3 formation. Coach Mike London is fired up about his 9 returning starters, as well as freshman cornerback Demetrius Nicholson and sophomore defensive end Jake Snyder.
I'm fired up with the fact that the unit is a year older, and as a unit is stronger, and the unit is more experienced. I'm fired up about that fact, and usually it should translate into playing better.
There you go, buddy. There you go. Good. That's where everybody feet. Good. Here we go.
It's no secret that you look on the depth chart and you see that there's a true freshman corner. I'm quite sure that footballs be thrown that way, but I also feel good about, and the staff feels good about, the way this young man Trey carries himself. He's a fast player, and you know he's got a skill level to play, and so that's why we put him there. Jake is a tough, hard-nosed, blue-collar type of guy. Not flashy, he just works hard every practice. Very physical, one of the strongest guys on our team. Smart player and an effort player. So we're hoping that he can give us some snaps that could add up to tackles for a loss. And even some sacks, because he's exhibited those type of capabilities in practice. And so now, you know, again, here we are. We're game week, and now we'll see if we can do it in the game.
This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by UVA Health System, dedication beyond measure.
Our men's and women's soccer teams are always amongst the nation's best. Both their seasons have started, so let's head over to Clockman Stadium for our next story.
I think this particular year we're gonna take it almost section by section, like 4 or 5 games at a time. At first, I want to concentrate on us, okay, and then I'll kind of how that applies to Cincinnati. We'll incorporate that a little bit. So we're going to be not working too hard, more thinking and just kind of walking through and half playing for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, okay? You have most of your starting lineup back from last year, but that wasn't good enough. That starting lineup and that lineup was not good enough last year. And so we believe this first-year class is very talented and has already kind of infiltrated the lineup. On Monday night's game, we had 5 first-year guys in the lineup. That could evolve to more, and I think those guys are going to play a real important part in the team. But that could be you stepping in there as well, and maybe you going in here and splitting the difference. Before we start talking about ACC championships, before we start talking about national championships, and I think we need to get a feel for what we're dealing with and how quickly these guys come along. So we've literally broken it down into sections, and really the first one is what we're calling our 5-game kind of road stand, even though one of the games is at home. And we're taking those games one at a time, and now we have 3 on the road. And so after those 3 games, we got Cincinnati, Wisconsin, and Duke, we'll see where we are. On the turn, take off, please. Take off. Take off. Take off, Ari. Take off, Kevin. Good, Mills.
We've got some experienced players returning, and we also have some good young players coming into the program. So I think it's going to be interesting for the coaching staff, at least for the first month or so, just to see where we are. Talent-wise, I'm excited about the team and what they can do. I think we're going to be obviously a different team than last year. We may not have the same kind of individual players, but I think collectively as a team we can do some awful good things, especially on the offensive end in terms of moving the ball. When you look at our team last year, we lost 6 players to graduation. 4 of them went on to play professionally, so it was quite a talented class. And I think in the spring when we started training together as a new team, we certainly were trying to find our own identity at that time. I think we made some great strides over the spring, and I think that's carried over into the beginning of the fall season for us. Whereas we might not have the same kind of individual players that have had a lot of experience for us, I think we've got a lot of talented players that play well together. And I think that's going to, at the end, that's going to be a big part of our success.
Coming up after the break. Pitch into center field. We're all tied. They're going to wave him around. Hunt slides in. It's over. Virginia wins in the bottom of the 9th inning. This portion of Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by the Virginia Athletics Foundation. You are the foundation.
This past school year was another successful one for Virginia Athletics. Some of our best team and individual performances came from our spring sports. Let's take a look back at some great Cavalier moments.
The 1-2. Swing and a miss. It's strike 3, and Virginia is ACC champions yet one more time.
For our team, You know, this is obviously a special championship, I think. I know what these players are made of. You know, I know how much it means to them. They've shown that all year long, and the fact that, you know, we just won the conference championship of the toughest conference in the country and went 4-0 in the tournament and still don't have 10 losses on the season is, you know, something that shows that, you know, these players come ready to play every day. And, you know, I'm proud of them because, you know, a championship like this is something that they will always remember.
The pitch, swung on, bouncing ball, it's up the middle, and leaks through. It's into center field, we're all tied. They're going to wave them around. Hunt slides in. It's over. Virginia wins in the bottom of the 9th inning. A dog pile. Wahoo-wah! We're going back to Omaha.
This is a dream come true. A player can only dream of moments like this, you know. And all year long, our team has always had that never quit attitude.
It's really gratifying, it's really exciting. It's my last collegiate race as a Cavalier, and I'm just really proud to kind of represent my school and my coaches so well. It's been a big year for me, and I'm just excited to kind of keep that momentum rolling forward into post-collegiate training and racing. I'm really excited to go out to USA's and hopefully use this as a big learning experience so I can race smarter there.
I was very nervous. I was trying to be third or fourth, 200 to go, and I found myself in dead last and trying to jockey to get 7th, and I'm trying to catch guys that are 20 meters ahead of me. But again, just calm, man, calm, and it'll come. And I was very fortunate to have enough room. This is probably the biggest win of my career so far. For me to come back from this injury and to win here against such a tremendous field, nothing can top it.
And your NCAA champion, setting a new stadium record at 144.71. A sophomore from Virginia, Rodney McLeod.
This group, that group of 6 players right now, I'll take that group, start the season right now next year, and we're going to be better than we were right now, and that group can do it. That group can be a team that can go to the last levels of this type of tournament, no question in my mind.
It really is a special group of kids. And when you have a special group of kids, it's really rewarding when you have a chance to win a championship together, and you know how hard the work was on the way and what they went about on a day-to-day basis to accomplish their goals. And I was really pleased that their hard work paid off and they really got the fruits of their labor and deserve it.
We practice and we play every day for this type of opportunity, to be in the final groups, playing for an NCAA championship, and I wanted them to enjoy every single moment of it.
Here's the Terrapins have it. Young feeds out front. Bernhardt fires, and a 6 save made by Gittleman.
I think I always had faith in this team, but I don't know if I thought this would be the end result. But it really shows what this team's all about. And I really give a lot of credit to the seniors, and we really turned the season around, and everyone just kind of bought it into the whole team philosophy, and I just couldn't be happier for the coaches and everyone on this team and anyone who has anything to do with Virginia lacrosse.
Splits behind the cage, now curls up the right iron. Briggs turns, fires, and scores!
We were those kids in the stands hoping that one day we'd be playing on Monday, and dream come true.
Virginia has done it! There's a pile of Wahoos on the field, and they're all national champions! Wahoo-wah!
Thanks for watching Cavalier Sports Weekly. Next week, we'll review our game versus William & Mary, preview our opponent, Indiana, and bring you a special feature on our football team's freshman class. In the meantime, if you're looking to see some great intercollegiate competition in Charlottesville, check out our 4th-ranked women's soccer team as they host the Virginia Nike Soccer Classic starting Friday, September 9th. Also on Friday, Cross Country hosts their annual Lou Honesty Open at Panorama Farms. I'm Rodney McLeod, and we'll see you again next week. Until then, go Hoos!
Cavalier Sports Weekly is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by the Virginia Lottery. Like the Virginia Lottery on Facebook and enter to win a VIP UVA versus Virginia Tech football game experience. And by the UVA Health System, dedication beyond measure. And by the Virginia Athletics Foundation. You are the foundation.